First fight we're going to talk about is Zac Pauga versus Bogden Guskov. Pauga, I was not impressed when I was watching his tape. Low hands, poor sub work. When he's working for it, I just don't like what I'm seeing out of him. Slow feet. I mean, his movement, I feel like he's walking in sand when he's in the ring. Decent wrestling, not great. He can strike from the clinch. I think that's where he does his best work, is from the clinch. Looking at Guskov on the other side, I'm seeing knockout power. Poor striking takedown defense. So I'm worried that if Pauga, he's got that decent wrestling, if he's going to take this to the mat, Guskov might have a problem here. He comes forward. He's forward attack only. He's not really one of those guys that has great movement in the cage. I worry a little bit about Pauga getting to him, but I just think Guskov's too overwhelming. Guskov, the alopecia creeper. I see Guskov getting the knockout here. Knockout's at plus 140. He's already the underdog at plus 102. So I'm just going to take Guskov on the money line just in case anything crazy happens. I just was not impressed with Pauga at all. And Guskov, once again, neither of these guys are championship caliber guys. These guys are both just, they're card fillers, if we're being honest. No disrespect to either of them, but I like Guskov here. Who are you leaning with, Bobby?
I can't really disagree with you, even though I've been burned by Bogden Guskov before in his debut. I was watching his fight live when he started in the UFC against Volkan Ozdemir, and I was just kind of blown away by the hype this guy was getting from the commentary booth at the time. And he looks like what you would think you have in your mind when you think of like a stereotypical Central Asian, Eastern European, that part of the world MMA fighter. He looks physically like an imposing, intimidating, like the GM report said, bald, hairless, henchman hired to play thug number 3 in like a James Bond movie or something with a thick accent.
Yes.
So you just look at this guy and you think he's going to kick ass. And I watched him get choked out in round 1 by Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir is not a grappler. Volkan Ozdemir would love to try and strike with you as much as possible. And watching his fight with Bogden Guskov live, Guskov did, to his credit, try to keep the fight standing where I thought he would have the advantage, but he couldn't even take advantage of that perceived skill edge over Ozdemir. He looked slow. He looked gassed after like 1 minute of round 1. He looked clumsy. Just everything about it just was not a guy that I saw deserving of all the hype I was hearing before he walked out and got in the cage, I guess you could say. And it really just let me down, and it really disappointed me that I had high hopes for how this guy came out looking, physically intimidating, being hyped up by everybody, on commentary, like touted as the next big thing in the light heavyweight division, which is in desperate need of new blood at this point. I was excited to potentially see it, and I didn't. And I was very disappointed. My disappointment was immeasurable. My day was ruined. But even in light of all that, Zac Pauga is not exactly the horse I'm willing to hitch on to either, because this is I've said it before, this is kind of my giant douche turd sandwich fight where I don't really care either way about these two people. And I honestly, like Ben said, don't see their careers lasting very long. But all that to say, if I have to choose between the two, I'm going Guskov also. And I agree, I do like the money line. That's a nice safe bet since he's already an underdog. But let's not exactly expect any fireworks here. Just be warned, this is probably going to be very sloppy, very uncoordinated, and more deserving of a place in your local Waffle House parking lot.
That might be where Guskov Pauga 2 is.
Yeah, both guys. Actually, you know what? I need to be more inclusive and understanding of their cultures. We need to elevate them from Waffle House, like your local ethnic food market.
Okay, I like it, dude.
In the parking lot.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome to Better Win Green, eh? To Better Win Green, eh? To Better Win Green, eh? Listening to cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, eh? Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast. Better Win Green.